first book is Thousand Boy Kisses, and let me tell you, you have no idea how much I have cried while reading this book. Second book is If He Had Been With Me, another great read, but there is something I hated about this book. Third book is A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime. To be honest, let's talk about this book later. Hey guys, welcome back to the another video. Today we are going to talk about 3 romance books that I have finished reading. So thanks to Penguin India for sending me these copies for review. And literally these books are just amazing. If you have not followed me on Instagram, then make sure you go and follow me to get idea about what I liked about this book, what I hated about this book, and what are the beautiful quotes from this book. The first book that I want to talk about is The Thousand Boy Kisses. A kiss lasts a moment but can change for lifetime. There is this one line which I absolutely love from this book, which says that kiss 1890 was the kiss that changed it all. The kiss that proved that a long-haired, bonded boy from Norway and a quick girl from a deep south could find a love to rival the craze. So probably, I'm thinking about making a reading vlog about this book because I have already shot a lot of videos about while reading this book. But I don't wanted to give the spoiler about this because this is just great read. This is just amazing read, and I cannot tell you how many times I have cried in this book, like while reading, from starting from the page 6, page 12, almost for each and every scene I have cried, and that is something I have never done in my life, like crying for each and every scene. So you can understand, if I'm crying for a particular scene, then it has to be special, it has to be something meaningful in that. I remember last time I cried for a book that was almost 3 to 4 years back, and after that this was the book which I felt more and more close to my heart, more and more related, more and more understandable. Most of the people have love-hate relationship with this book because some people find this book is more of a cliche, but if you love hopeless romantic, if you love that kind of stuff, then this book is going to melt your heart. Like literally, let me tell you, melt your heart. As the name suggests, a thousand boy kisses. So there are something about the thousand boy kisses, and the boy has to give thousand kisses to a girl. So that is the premise of this story. I'm not going to go deep time, but when I started reading, when I started understanding the character, from the start, it is damn sure ki each and every page turner, each and every chapter is page turner, and each and every concept, each and every meeting, everything is beautiful. This is not a kind of a cliche book where you talk about ki there is a boy, there is a girl, they fall in love, then there is a fight happens, or some other third person comes, or there is a triangle. There is nothing like that. This is a pure simple romance books which starts from the childhood till the end of the book. What happens at the end, I'm not going to tell you because I don't want to talk about it and do the spoiler, because that is something I really don't want it to. That's the speciality about this book. Without going spoiler, I will give you a small hint about this book. So there is this girl, and this girl, the boy has given the task to give 1000 kisses to a girl. सो द गर्ल की जो ग्रैंड पेरेंट है उसने गर्ल को टास्क दिया है कि यू हैव टू गेट द 1000 किसेस. सो वो टास्क पूरा करना है उस बॉय को अल्टीमेटली. सो वो टास्क क्यों पूरा करना है, उसके पीछे का रीज़न क्या है, वाई ही वॉन्टेड टू डू दैट. वो एक्चुअली दोनों बचपन के दोस्त होते हैं. मून एंड पॉपी आर द बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स फ्रॉम द चाइल्डहुड एंड दे know everything about each other. They are neighbors, they know everything about each other. They start spending time जब से वो डायपर में थे तब से लेके 16 years 18 years तब तक they spend everything with each other. So what happens that made the boy do that task. So there is something special about this. So if you really love cliche books, if you are a hopeless romantic person, then I will highly recommend you to go and read this book. This is something I will give 5 star. I will say 6-7 star that I can give to this book. So definitely go and read the 1000 Boy Kisses. Second book is If He Had Been With Me, another romance YA novel, adult novel. I will say if you hate reading adult content, if you hate reading adult concepts or YA novel, then definitely do not go for this. But if you're okay with that, if you're okay with cliche romance, then definitely go and try this book, If He Had Been With Me. So it's a basic story about the two characters, that is Anton and the Fiend. इन दोनों के बारे में स्टोरी है. दे आर काइंड ऑफ irreplaceable. They spend everything with each other. They know like one of the best couple in that zone, but something happened, something changed their life. Now they are both separated. उन दोनों की लाइफ अलग अलग है. एंटम का उसका बॉयफ्रेंड है. देन फीन, ही इज द पर्सन इन द स्कूल जिसके लिए, जिसके everyone wanted to be around, like he's kind of a famous person in that school. Now what changed between them, what happened at the end of the story, why they got separated, that is something you should know about. But I will say this book is okay. It's more about understanding the grief, it's more about understanding the loss you have in your life. Like I always say that when you like something, when you trust something, then tell them. It's not about कि वो जानने के बाद ही बोलना चाहिए. वो जब है वहाँ पे तब उनके वो सारी बातें बतानी चाहिए. They should know कि okay you care for them, they should know कि you are here and you care for them as well. So ये सारी चीज़ें we usually try to understand after the loss, after the grief. And that should not happen. Like कोई किसी के बारे में कोई चीज़ अगर पसंद है, then you should tell them. You should tell them कि okay, this is important, I like you, or this is something I like about you. You should tell them openly. So if you are a kind of person who have been to the loss, if you have been to the grief, then you will definitely gonna enjoy this book if he had been with me, because it's just more about that story, more about understanding the loss, more about understanding the friendship, more about understanding what happens if you have someone close to you and if they are gone, if you both got separated, then what will happen, how you are going to talk about that grief, if you are going to heal from that situation or not. So that is everything about it. And if you love that, then if he had been with me, it's gonna change your life. But if we talk about plot, then the beginning was really slow. Like it took me a lot of time to understand what exactly happened, what exactly happening, what exactly is going in this book. And the plot, the starting plot is really slow. It takes time to understand, and if you get bored in that first part, then there are high chances that you will not gonna enjoy this book. When you come to the middle of the book, like almost 200 pages or 150 pages down the book, like almost middle, then it's more about the romance started, and it's almost half of the book. Then the romance started about the two people, two character, and author wanted us to choose a side. Like there are two people, one is boy, one is girl, one is Antom and one is Finn, and she literally wanted us to choose a side. Ki, okay, you are from this side or you are from this side, and then think about ki, you are looking from this point of view or this point of view. Just say there is a gossip and there are two friends and they ask us to choose a side. Ki, okay, are you in my team or are you in his team? So you have to do that. So something like that happened in the middle of the book. I really love the female character, but somehow this book is kind of felt okayish for me, because the story is okay, but the main message from this book, which is about the loss, grief, it's something that everyone should understand and that everyone should know. The reason I said let's talk about this book later, because this is kind of a very, I will say, the normal story. This is a kind of a story that everyone knows, or you can predict it. Like most of the things in this book, you can able to predict it, what is going to happen, what will be the ending, what is going to happen next step between these two characters in the romance. So that is a kind of a book you will say. So that's the reason I said The Million Kisses in Your Lifetime is the book that you will find okayish. Like it was good, it is amazing, it is more about the erotic side of the book. It is young adult, erotic, again adult content. If you love that kind of stuff, like 50 Shades of Grey, then you are gonna definitely enjoy this book a lot. But let's talk about this. So there is this girl, Vrek, who is beautiful and kind. She always gets good grades, she's always a topper, she's beautiful and everything is good. And there is this Screw boy who is a bad boy. Now you know the story, you will get an idea about the story. Like there is a good girl and there is a bad boy, and what is going to happen next, you probably have already guessed what is going to happen next. This is a storyline from the another book from the author's work, Things I Wanted to Say But I Can't, which is another story, but this is, you can read as a standalone book also. So this book is told from the dual perspective, from boy's perspective and girl perspective. Then they get introduced to the family, like family mein kaun kaun hai, sister, brother, mom, dad, almost everyone get introduced. But that girl still hates that boy. Still they get introduced to each other. Then there is a love, sex, romance, passionate, intimacy. Everything in this book you will able to find. For me, this book is kind of okayish. This book is more about the power, control, love, trust, family, friendship, everything that you will find in a common relationship. For me, this book is kind of a okayish book. If you love a predicted story and if you just wanted to enjoy the 50 Shades of Grey, then definitely you wanna enjoy it. So that's all for the today's video. See you in the next one. Bye bye. Take care.